And welcome everyone to another edition of Sessions with Stef. I am so glad to be here today, like I am every other week. I am loving doing this podcast, podcast of musicians. I interview friends. When I say interview, I chat. We get down, we have a talk with a bunch of people. Sometimes it's friends, sometimes it's people I don't know, people I've heard of, usually in the Montreal area. Today is going to be another awesome one. I am going to be having a good time with this one. He's a very good friend of mine. I will be introducing him soon, but this week is a little special. As every week is special, but this week there's a few things I have to bring up. The first thing is our YouTube channel is not changing. Usually we are on the Licombare YouTube channel, the Sessions with Stef, and we have Talk It Out with Lisa and Francesca. That's on our YouTube channel for Licombare, where we have shorts episodes and of course our podcast. We are changing that over. We are keeping the Licombare channel to have our shows, to have our little shorts and our episodic things that we do there comedically. But the podcast is going to have its own YouTube channel. So Sessions with Stef will have its own podcast channel. Lisa, Talk It Out with Lisa and Francesca will have their own YouTube channel. So we're going to need all your help to go in there. Of course, you're going to be able to listen on Licombare. You're going to get the notification from Licombare, but then I need everyone to go in and subscribe to both podcasts so we can switch it over and keep the podcast all in one place. It's going to be more organized for everybody. Some people might not want to watch the show. They should, because it's pretty awesome and pretty funny. But if they don't and they just want to hear Talk It Out or Sessions with Stef, they can go directly on that YouTube channel. And of course, we are on Apple Podcasts, we are on Spotify, we're on Amazon Music, all of that for your audio listening pleasure. Another thing that makes this week special, we have our first sponsor. There's gonna be more. Yes, anyone who needs a little bit of advertising, there's gonna be more coming. But our first one is in the bag, and it's a very good friend of mine. We've got this show today and the rest of the week is gonna be brought to you by Fearless Sounds. This is our very good friend Francesca's business. She is phenomenal at what she does. I will give you a little breakdown. It's a locally based PR, marketing, and managing company, okay? This provides musicians with a professional and attentive environment. What she does is basically, she does all the PR for you. She if you want to release a single, an album, she listens to your goals. She gets it done for you. She advertises for you. She does all your PR. She manages you. She can do so many things. But what's really good about her is she doesn't have a set price to do any of this. She basically has a chat with you. She sits down, she talks to you, and she listens to your story. She comes up with what you need, and then her pricing is very competitive. It's very makes it affordable for every musician. I believe every musician should have this, and especially if you have original music. Fearless Sounds, that's the way to go. Her email is Francesca, but her email is contact@fearlesssounds.com. We are going to put this on. You're going to be able to view it when you're watching this podcast. But again, thank you, Francesca. Thank you for sponsoring us. Fearless Sounds, PR marketing for musicians, locally based in Montreal. We all need this, guys. Every musician needs her. So give her a call. And thank you once again. Now, the best part coming up. My guest, a very good friend of mine. We've known each other for a few years. He is a singer, guitar player, band leader. We can't forget band leader.
Yeah,
right?
Sure. Yes,
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Sergio Spiezia.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
The one and only.
I got to say something, Stefano. I got to say before, off the bat,
yes,
I got to say something.
Yeah.
What you're doing is just totally awesome. I really got to applaud you for what you're putting out there. I think for the artists in and around the city, I think it's just completely amazing. I think I'm really happy for you, and I hope this really takes off for you, man. This is really cool.
You.
I really appreciate you and having me. I mean, this is never thought the day I'd be on a podcast, but thank you very much for inviting me as well. So
I really appreciate that. I really appreciate it.
It's awesome.
Very, very nice of you.
Awesome. Thanks.
I know. Okay, I'll give you $20 after.
Well, listen. I thought I was going to get it coming in the door, but it's fine.
But it takes a while. It takes a while.
That's fine.
No. I really appreciate that. It means a lot coming from.
Well, it's needed. I think right now the live music scene in Montreal is not, as we know, not what it used to be. Mm-hmm. And I think anything we can do to promote our local talent, our local, like, the people that have been here, that people have gone through what it used to be in the past, and people trying to get up there and get exposure. And I think this is great. This is awesome stuff.
This is something I think musicians like to talk, like to chit chat, like to know everyone's experience. It's always fun. I mean, we learn from it, right?
I think so, and I think it's one way to get it out there. And I think it's awesome she's doing this.
I really appreciate it. We are also joined by Lisa. She's on the mic in the back there.
I am.
There
Hi,
she is.
everybody.
Lisa, and the Cult Jam.
I get that so often. That and Mona Lisa.
Mona.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's, Lisa has her podcast as well.
Okay.
It's called Talk It Out.
Awesome.
Yes.
It's not with musicians. Sometimes it might be. But
It's with a variety of talent,
adult movie stars.
business.
Adult movies.
adult
Really?
movie stars. Oh, that's
that's
what you were watching last
Oh
night.
yeah, sorry. I'm sorry about that. Sorry.
Kinda, yeah, it's true, eh? Kinda, Louis.
Well, actually, we did have.
Louis is still dreaming about that day.
We did, and by the way, I forgot to mention that this podcast is all brought to you as well. Besides Fearless Sound, JJR Studios.
Awesome.
Louis, our producer here, he does it all.
Thank you, Luis.
Video and all of that.
Awesome.
He does all of that.
Awesome.
And we're only able to do it because of him. And like I said, Lisa has her podcast. We were actually in a sex shop doing an
Yeah,
episode. So I'm
it's
not
true.
going to tell you. And we had a burlesque dancer.
Did I get a call? My phone was on
He
silent.
was actually dueling with Louis with a dildo.
My phone was on silent.
We actually had it. Yeah, there was. Anyway, your phone was on silent. You
It's a
felt
good
it though.
thing.
It was
Good
buzzing
thing.
though. So I knew this
That's
podcast
awesome.
was going to be funny because I mean,
Please.
we played together in a certain band.
Yes, right. That's right.
But let's talk. How did we meet? We met.
I think we met through a mutual friend, which was Kaz.
Yeah,
Kaz.
That's
And I think the first time we met was at a resto bar in Laval called Aqua.
oh yeah.
And that was a killer because
Wednesday nights.
I think it was Wednesday night, and
yeah.
it was I looked at you. I said, "Man, I know those guys." And it was you, your brother Marco, and Kaz,
Costanza.
Costanza,
Yeah,
thank
she
you.
was singing. Sure.
And she was sick like a dog, and she was. And I remember, I'll never forget. And I said, "Hi, Costanza." Well, you guys were on break, and she came down, and I said, "Hi, Costanza. I'm a friend of Kaz." Like, Stef, there's a friend of Kaz. So she just like, which I understand. Listen, I've been there. I get it. She didn't want to talk, and I told her. That's
I'll tell you. We met that night, and she probably went on stage.
And continued, and she
And you
killed
had
it.
no idea that she was.
Even before she got off, I didn't know until she spoke to me and said, Stefano. So I said, "Wow!" I was blown away by her before. And when I saw that, I was like, "Man, that's a monster."
And you know what's funny?
Monster.
That's what I like about this podcast. Hopefully, we have non-musicians listening.
Hopefully.
Because it's a vibe that we go through, but it's a scene that we have, and people don't realize certain things. You know, it's always music. The last thing in the restaurant's not making money. Cut the music. It's
it is.
We go to a hall, and it's like, serve the musicians last because we have to serve the guests. Which is, I understand, it's business, but it's and I can tell you, restaurants, bars, and all this, the pay hasn't gone up in 30 years.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
I know,
But look, we're not going to talk about that because at least they give us an opportunity
That's
to
right.
play.
That's right.
And we get to do our craft. But it's still things that people don't realize,
Yeah.
Oh, guys, come and play. It's going to be fun. You're going to have
play,
a good
play
time.
for exposure.
Yeah, play for exposure. Yeah.
It's great because my rent is 800 exposures. So it's awesome.
Exactly.
That's fantastic.
It's perfect.
My God, that's exactly, that's a meme on Facebook I see all the time.
Right?
And it's so true.
And,
it's like,
and the work that we do, like, what about the night where you show up and your throat feels a little dry?
oh, yeah.
Right? It's like, what do you do? What do you do? You have to get through. And people don't look at that. Like, you have to train it.
It's funny you bring that up because I just, over the summer, there was a place hiring bands, and they because of COVID, they were playing the bands outdoors, and I saw videos, and people were just eating this up. Mm-hmm. So I was trying to get in contact with the guy to say, hey, my band, blah, blah, blah. And because I'd love to, I know you guys, I want to have you, but we're booked for now. Hook up with me later on.
Yeah.
So I wrote to him, I would say about 3 weeks ago. And he writes back, he says, I'm not doing that anymore. He goes, but you can contact the owner. That's great. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Yeah. I forgot to ask him his name. So I wrote him back about a week later. I said, hey, by the way, what's the owner's name? And he goes, it's Dave. But listen, I got to tell you. He goes, all he's doing now is there's the door and tips. He doesn't pay the bands. I'm like, I said, well, that's thank you, but yeah, it's it. You know, I mean,
Adore.
it's still an old school type of thing. I'm not 20 years old with hey,
You
buddy,
bring
man.
your $2,000 guitar
Yeah.
to hopefully make $20.
Exactly.
And if no one shows up, well, man, too bad.
I was like, yeah, it's just unfortunate that there's so much potential in the city, and some people just don't want to exploit it. They don't want to put. It's an investment. I agree.
Yeah, of course.
But it's.
But you know what?
it
I've
is.
seen it work. Okay, I've seen the investment put because a lot of places will think that okay, I'm going to hire music. Okay, you got music, so man, it should be a full house Sunday.
Yeah,
Let's say I
yeah,
hire you
no,
for
listen.
Sunday. The restaurant should be packed. No, people have to know there's music. It takes time to develop. And I remember, I'll take a Cafe Universe. I don't know if you've
Right,
ever
of
been.
of course.
And even Boccacino's. I used to do every Thursday there, and Cafe Universe, my brother used to do. And at the beginning, he would call me, hey, bring a couple of friends because it's dead. But he stuck through it.
Yeah.
For the first 4 or 5 months. So every Thursday became a certain night with music. After 4 or 5 months that people come, they enjoy the music. Hey, the next time you're like, well, let's go somewhere. Hey man, Thursday
That's
night.
right. That's right.
It takes time to develop. But then once it develops and everybody knows Thursday night there's music, it will work.
No, for sure.
It used to be, after a year, it was spitting, that place. It
Yeah.
was jam-packed, people having a good time. And I still have people coming up to us saying, "Hey, I remember you used to play it at Universe."
Listen, I'll, in a previous life, which I don't know if you know this, but in a previous life, I had for a short stint, I was owner of a bistro for just about a little less than a year.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, being a musician, I wanted to start the band thing and the
Yeah.
acoustic trio. It was a small place, so I could just bring in duos and trios. And so on that side of the spectrum, I understood because when you're trying to build that and there's nobody in the place, and I'm not going to gyp the musicians. I'm going to get
Yeah. No, it takes
$300.
Yeah.
When you're selling just coffees and stuff, is a lot of money. So I totally get.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
We understand. It's
Yeah.
just that it can't be expected because they shell out that 300 that first time that it's going to
it's going to work.
5,000 people.
Yeah,
they're going to bring 50.
100%.
A lot of times the places will say, "Oh, you're going to pack the place. You're going to bring a bunch of people."
No,
If I ask my friends every time to come and see me play,
It's not gonna
they're going to shoot me because I've been doing it for 25 years and I play 4 or 5 nights a week sometimes. So it's like they can't come every single night.
I recently played a new place, and when we were on the exchanging, and I said, I guarantee you that I do a ton of promotion. I guarantee you, I never guarantee that I'll have
exactly.
people 20, 30. I never. So I do my best to get them there.
Yeah,
but I don't.
We try.
promise
We
anything.
always try.
That's
But
right.
if it's a Thursday night, especially we're a little bit older. It's not safe, but we're a little bit older. So like our buddies at 9 o'clock are already sleeping, right?
9 o'clock. Jeez.
But you know what's interesting about you? Okay, this always caught me. I met you. Now we're together in a band. Years later, I was working in a band. I said, "We gotta call this guy, man." He said, "We're looking for a guy singer." I know just a guy.
Because everybody else you called was booked.
No, listen to me. No. But let me tell you, and Lisa, this is interesting, okay? Most of the people I've had on my podcast, they're all great musicians, singers. They've been doing it forever. Like it's for some reason, music is something that is, I don't know, if you start as a child, you stay and then it stays with you kind of. Sergio, okay, this impressed me. He started this at 30 years old.
Oh.
Before 30 years old, you never really...
Last year.
Right? Generally, by 30 years old...
I was a bedroom player. I was like, it was,
How much I admire that, you have no idea,
Yeah.
Sergio. It's admirable. You took, finally, at a certain point in your life, you said, you know what? Fuck it, I'm doing it.
Yeah, it was
Fuck
that.
it.
It was that. I have to say that it was a long time coming. I was, and still to this day, what I still am, I don't want to say proud of myself, but the thing that I'm really happiest the most about is that I'm still a big fan of music. I'm still a big fan of watching a band. Even if I'm not playing, I'm still a big fan of being out there and watching a band play and putting on a good show. And that's what I try to do because I'm a fan of it. I've seen bands, I mean, great bands, a full house, people are eating it up, and literally a singer leaning on the mic and just,
It became a job.
It became a job. I'm not at that point. I hope I don't get to that point, but I think it's because I've done this so much later. I'm just so grateful. I'm just, if I have one person that's just digging what we're doing, I'm sold. I'm done. I'm driving home with a big smile on my face.
You need that.
I need that. I need that.
But not only you, everybody needs
yeah,
that.
that's right.
I mean, my saying has been the same forever. It's not a job once I'm playing.
That's right.
Once I'm on stage,
that's right.
I can do it forever because
Oh,
I'm in my element. I love it. I'm gonna ask for money to get me there.
Yeah.
To pay for my gear, to pay for my rehearsals, to leave my house on a Sunday, Saturday, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's what you're paying for.
Yeah, 100%.
Not because
it's the waiting they're paying you for. That's what they say in acting. That's what they say. That's the $1 million they get is for the waiting.
Exactly.
Exactly. So 100%.
You're sitting there, and there's all you got to do. I don't mind doing sound check. I don't mind doing all of it because I like the people that we do it with, and it's fun. And once I'm on stage, it's not considered work, and it never will be.
Yeah.
If the
No,
day
100%.
I do consider it work, and the people that do consider it work, that's what they have to stop at that point. It's like, if it hit that point, stop. Stop.
Well, see, the band I just mentioned, that was like 7 or 8 years ago. Last time I saw them, and this summer it was over for them. I think it was over. I mean, and they had a good run. They were around for a long, long time.
Okay.
But just to say, I think it's really important. I mean, for me, I'm still a fan. I'll go watch a band that I still love. I mean, when a band they're in sync. Yeah. The guitarists are strumming together in sync. They're moving in sync. I mean, I'm not saying about choreographies, but they're grooving in sync.
You feel the vibe. You feel
for me, it's like I'm focused on that. I love that. And that's what drove me to that. And I mean, a big part of that was I have to give a big shout out to Albie.
Wow.
Because Albie.
I already booked him in. He's coming on in. I believe it's December. I booked him in December at some point. Yeah, he's
an awesome guitar player, producer, songwriter. I mean, guitar teacher, and he was a guitar teacher of mine. I was trying to play guitar and stuff, and he for a couple of years, and how it happened was that he was subbing for a corporate band, like the band we were in.
Yeah.
And he said, that band would be perfect for you. He goes, they're not a 50 gig band a year. Mm-hmm. They got their dozen gigs a year. They're rehearsing a lot because obviously they need
to get there. Yeah.
And they want to get there. And he said that'd be perfect for you. And I said, and it was a time in my life, and I swear to God, it's now or never. Yeah. I have to get the confidence thing. I was a bedroom player and just wishing, and and I said it's now or never. And I rehearsed with those guys for I don't remember how long it was. I mean, this was talking about 16 years ago. Mm-hmm. And then the first gig came. And the first gig, I think I told you, it's the last gig we had. I still remember the date, the place, the first song I played, and it was May 5th, 2015, at the Ramada Inn in Cornwall, Ontario. It was for a wedding of about 250 people, and the bride and groom walk in, and the first song is "Hero" by Enrique Iglesias, and it starts with a guitar.
Yeah.
I mean, I was nervous, literally nervous for the first 5 seconds, and for the rest of the night, literally, and this I'm not exaggerating, for the rest of the night, mistakes and all, you couldn't surgically remove the smile off my face. Yeah. Like I was just even the sad songs. I'm like, the band is all like being somber, and I'm like, it was just
it got you.
It got right away. So I mean, I knew that's where I needed to be. It's being on a stage and entertaining people, and I haven't looked back since.
We're all glad you did it.
Yeah. Well,
we're all glad you did it.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thanks.
Well, look. We play in the same band. I'm going to have to give a shout out to Soul Station.
Of course.
Which the owner and bass player was on the podcast already.
He was one of the first ones, I think, right?
Daniel was, I don't know, episode 4 or 5.
Yeah, that's right.
Like
one of the first ones,
He was, yes.
I think it was 3.
3. Was it 3?
I think so. He was like really at the beginning.
Okay.
He was really at the beginning. I'm talking as if, projects anyways. I think it was
3.
It was relatively at the beginning. I can let you know in like T minus a few seconds.
So Daniel we played together. Now, luckily, because we knew each other, we always made some jokes before.
That's right.
He's the best guy to hang out with.
Oh, man.
I love it.
Alcohol.
Yeah. And now it's even more because we're same age.
That's right.
And the rest of the band is slightly younger.
That's right.
And we love
we're both wrong. Episode 6.
Wow.
6, you see? Okay. So Dan was on episode 6.
Yeah, it was this summer. It was around the pool, I remember. And
that's right. We did
it. It was my yard.
Well, I know. It was a yard. I don't remember whose yard it was.
Yeah, it was her yard. So that's it. We played together in Soul Station, and now I'm having the time of my life.
And I have to thank you for that. I mean, you referred me to them, and I've been really, really lucky that I've I don't even know how to say it, but how just fortunate I am that starting off so so much later. I've been so fortunate that people have referred me. People have, you know, I sang for 5 years in a Santana tribute band.
Awesome.
We did some major event. We sold out to the Saint Denis Theater, and it was through a referral to somebody else that I played. And you know, my God, it's like, you want me in this band? Like, okay, great. And it was what an experience that was.
But
as
that's
well.
because that's okay. No one gets referred unless there's hard work involved.
For sure,
Right?
for sure.
The fact that you started later is one thing. That's just because it took you time to decide you want to do it.
Yeah, you know, for sure. But for me, it's still a honeymoon. Like, you know, it's still for me, it's still that honeymoon period.
Keep it up.
That's what.
'Cause it
That's
works.
for me. That's what it works. It works.
I feel 25 years later, I start doing projects and I'm like, I feel like I'm starting over again.
Yeah.
Right?
know
I get
exactly
that
what you
feeling.
mean.
I never really worked with an original project, and now I work with December Rose.
Right.
And
Awesome project, by the way.
Oh, thank
Check
you.
out
It's-
December Rose, guys.
Yeah, December. It's
Check
great
out
stuff.
December Rose.
You know, so she recorded an album and it sounds great.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, you know, it wasn't a full live band. So we put together a live band and I had such a blast. I feel like I just started this. It's a new thing. You know, I always want to do something new.
I get you.
You're the same way. It's a vibe. But now we're all interested. We want to hear.
Oh no.
I hear them all the time and I love it.
Oh,
But
boy.
let's
Okay, let's try this out. Let's see how this is gonna play out.
I know it's gonna play well because we do this song once in a while.
That's
with
right.
the band,
That's right. So let's see how this goes. All right.
Let's go. Let's do this.
A Sunday morning rain is falling. Still some covers shed some skin. The clouds are shrouding us in moments unforgettable. You twist the fit the mode that I am in. But things just get so crazy. Living life gets hard to do. I would gladly hit the road, get up and go if I knew that someday it would lead me back to you. That someday it would lead me back to you. That may be all I need. In darkness she is all I see. Come and rest your bones with me. Driving slow on Sunday morning, and I never wanna leave. Fingers trace your every outline. Paint a picture with my hand. Back and forth we sway like branches in a storm. Change the weather, still together. Yes, that may be all I need. In darkness she is all I see. And come and rest your bones with me. Driving slow on Sunday morning, and I never wanna leave. Driving slow on Sunday morning, and I never wanna leave. Driving slow on Sunday morning, and I never wanna leave.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Very good.
Right? Now,
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Now you hear what I've been hearing the past every Saturday, and I love it, man.
Boy, oh boy.
So-
it's funny to be in this environment singing myself, but it's all right.
It's awesome, dude. I love it.
Thank you very much.
I
Thank you.
honestly love it.
Thank you,
It's,
thank you.
We have such a good time. And let me tell you, Lisa, the singing, you heard it. The guitar playing, you heard it. It's fantastic. But it's his vibe on stage. Remember when he said that smile? He has that smile the whole time.
Yeah.
And it rubs off. People
Yeah.
are like, yeah, this is... He's got this swagger. I love it.
I've got myself comfortable. Is that
It's-
okay?
yeah, bro. As long as you don't unbutton it.
It's already done. It's already done. I'm so sorry. I thought it was that kind of show. I thought I said,
well,
okay.
you know, hey, music goes well with certain
Yes,
things.
yeah, that's right. That's right. So,
Funny.
What? Vanny what? What are you talking about? It's okay.
yeah.
So, okay, let's talk about your projects. I mean, besides being a singer, guitar player, you obviously, they know you play with
Soul Station.
with Soul Station, but you have your own band, if
Right.
not band. So
I
you're a
have
band
bands,
leader.
yeah.
In the end, you're
Yeah.
a band leader. I see you. You do the hustling.
Yeah,
you do
that's-
the
yes,
booking.
yeah,
you
yeah.
do the sound. So besides learning how to sing, awesome, learning how to play guitar, I'm super impressed because I have a conversation. I book at the brasserie and I've booked him, and he's like, okay, so what's the sound system? He knows all about sound, all about, in-ear monitors. He has his own mixer.
I scratch the surface on that, but it's fine. It works. It works.
Let me tell you, most musicians, not most, I don't want to say most, but a lot, they don't look at that. They just look at, I have my instrument, this is what I do. Sound is someone else.
That's right.
And to a degree, true. I get interested in it and I want to know what's happening, right? And you're the same. So besides learning the singing, the guitar playing, you took the time and you said, well, when I go play with my band, I need to know how to plug into a sound system. I need to know how to sound good because it's all part of the show.
That's right.
And that's impressive. So talk to us about your projects.
Well, I mean, I have two bands. I mean, one band is I was lucky enough to join. There was a very popular band in the pubs in Toronto called the Touchwood Acoustic Trio that was started off with Paul Thibault, very great guy, awesome singer, great showman, really knows how to really get a crowd.
Get comfortable.
Yeah, get comfortable, man. Make yourself at home, please.
Awesome.
You want something to drink? Zoe Trimboli, which is the guitar player, and Gilbert Francis plays the djembe. And they had come up a long time ago. I can't tell you exactly when. I'll say maybe close to 20 years ago, 17, 18 years ago. They come up with this formula, djembe, guitar, sometimes two guitars and singing, 3-part harmonies, and it took off. These guys were getting booked, a lot of pubs and stuff, sometimes private parties as well. And it was, what a formula. And it was sounded really good. They killed it. They really killed it. And at the same time, I had a trio of my own that wasn't started by me, but they got me in and blah, blah, blah. And things changed. Paul Thibault wanted out of Touchwood. The guys I was playing with were looking for something else. And I was subbing in for Paul. Sometimes Paul would double book. He would double book Touchwood.
Okay. Gotcha.
He'd have two places. He'd get two other musicians and he'd have me play with Zoe and Gilbert.
Okay.
So, when he decided to move on to other things, Zoe and Gilbert said, man, you already know the repertoire, come on down. And it just so happened that the electric band that I also had, which was at the time called 52 Pickup, and then it just recently got changed to Jam Avenue. Stuff happened with the guitar player and the drummer, and they just said, you know what, they do want to move on to other things, which is fine. So I said, guys, come into Jam Avenue. And so we kind of joined each other's bands.
So it's like a fusion.
Right.
Okay.
So I mean, Touchwood was already started. I had already started Jam Avenue with other people, and they decided to. So I've continued Jam Avenue. So that's my baby. And the Touchwood is the three of us. I mean, the Touchwood is, I still manage the booking and all that stuff. But I mean, it was started off by saying I joined in later. So and they're great bands. They're great high energy bands, and that's what I want. I can't do the, people come to watch and they're listening, and that's. I mean, I really enjoyed the Santana thing. I had what an experience, but half that repertoire is instrumental or people listening, and I had a tough time with that. It's not because the music is bad or anything.
Yeah,
it's just that seeing the people, they were enjoying it, but they were listening, and I just couldn't. After a while, it was like. And I was telling guys, let's do this upbeat Santana stuff, more. And they, it was fun. But those guys too were amazing. Those guys had a history. Two of the members were part of a Pirate, which was an upcoming band in the 80s. They toured with some big acts.
Okay.
They were. I mean, I was the young. They called me the kid because I was the kid. They were 15 to 20 years older than I was, and these guys were pro musicians. I owe them so much. They really taught me a lot. So. For sure. Yeah, it was awesome. So, I mean, for me, it's got to be energy. It's got to be fun.
It's kind of like doing a gig, like a virtual gig.
Yeah.
Which I did a couple.
I can't do that. I can't do that.
You can do it once, twice.
Yeah.
Luckily, I missed playing with the band for so long.
Yeah.
That when I got on stage, I almost kind of closed my eyes and just had a good, feeling the bass and the drums behind me felt so good, Yeah.
But
then 100%. When the song ends and it's like,
yeah, there's nothing.
Right.
There's nothing.
You
Thanks a lot. Here's our next song.
I don't know how many I'd be able to do with that, but
I know musicians that had musicians that do this full time had to find a way to generate revenue while COVID is, and so they, I applaud them, man, for just finding ways.
How the fuck do you
I know some of them tried. Listen, some of them had tip jars and they did whatever they found a way to make a little bit of something or get out there.
Shit.
And I applaud them. I applaud them for finding a way to do something, just to keep motivated to keep going.
This is what kept me motivated.
That's awesome.
Starting something like this.
That's awesome.
Something because I'm like, where there's no places to play. Again, I did a 2 or 3 I did these, sorry, I don't want to say fucking, but these videos, everyone was doing like record yourself at home and record yourself playing, and I did like 5 or 6 of these videos, montages where everyone's recording at home and then you put it together, and it was fun, Thank God for that.
I saw that. That's right. I remember you doing 1 and 2 of those.
I did. I think Moroni did a couple of them.
That's right. I think for December, for December Rose, didn't you?
No, I did. We did one with December Rose. That was just for fun. That was me, Kaz, and the guys. Just, guys, let's do a song. But I think Moroni did a couple because he's got a video company.
That's
as well.
right. That's right.
And he plays drums and I believe. I don't know what Dominic plays. I believe he plays guitar or something.
Yeah.
But he got like because he's been doing weddings, he knows a lot of the Montreal wedding scene kind of thing.
Sure.
So all the boys, he asked everybody, and we were like, I don't know, 20 musicians.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
awesome.
fun.
That's awesome.
So and actually, he broke down all the parts. Okay, you're gonna do this part, you're gonna do that part, and it was fun.
Awesome.
We did like Purple Rain and stuff.
Awesome.
It kept me busy, but it's. So what are your when you work with Touchwood with Jam Avenue? I mean, do you have any struggles in the sense?
No, listen, it's so, the guys and I, because we've been together so long, I mean, we just, and again, that's the thing I love. Even before I was performing live, we look at each other, we know where we got to go, what we got to do. A string broke, do something, we know.
Yeah.
So there's really there's no struggles. And sometimes we have to come up with new songs. And now I'm trying to put together medleys of songs, whether it's a disco medley, whether it's an 80s rock medley. And I can come up with the idea, guys, these are the songs, how are we going to make them blend? And it's a team effort. It's really a team effort. Yeah, it's awesome. My musical, how can I put it to you? My musical skills as far as that goes are limited. So to come up with these guys like Zoe and Franco, and which is our bass player, awesome, a monster. But Franco, monster bass player.
His hands are like that big.
Yeah, that's right.
He can do the whole fretboard in 2 seconds. But he's I love him.
Yeah, and
the nicest guy.
And every time I see his girlfriend, her smile is this big. But that's not what I'm talking. So. Anyway, so
that's another podcast.
That's
you can
another
go on
podcast.
Lisa's podcast.
That's Lisa's podcast.
Yeah.
Franco, I got your podcast. So, these and Gilbert can really groove on the drums. So we come together and say, and they really help me out so much to figure those ins and outs of the songs, how the way I want them. I think of it. When I do these medleys, I think a little bit like a DJ. So it's not just cut one song to the next.
100%.
Let's come up with a groove between the songs. Let's do something, 100%. And they really help me out a lot.
I actually had a meeting with Daniel 2 nights ago. He came over and we were talking about a couple of new tunes and this and that. And at one point, I can't remember what he said. We were talking about the drummer, and I'm like, yeah, well, I hate dead space.
Yeah, me too.
And he's like, oh my God, when you're on stage, and if there's more than 3 seconds of dead space, like time, it feels like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
it feels like an hour. Like,
it does.
Everyone's on the dance floor or whatever the case may be, and you stop the song. If there's no sound going between that and the next song, for me, I started having a heart attack. I started, guys, do something because something's going to go crazy.
I agree with you.
To the point where I play with my brother's band and I'm on drums, I'm the one who makes sure there's never dead space.
That's good.
And
I think it's so important.
And I tell my brother, bro, if you don't pick the next song really fast, it's a drum solo. So,
so
if you don't want a drum solo, because I'm going to take off, man, But
I agree with you 100%. It's important. It's so important to keep that momentum going. It's momentum.
Yeah.
And for it to die down, and like you said, 3 seconds, it feels like an hour.
Feels like an hour.
People are just looking, and that's as soon as you're at 5 seconds and people are already walking off the dance floor.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm so conscious of what's going on in the room. That for me, it's such an important aspect of who's at the bar, what's happening. Oh, there's a date happening there. It's everything.
And sometimes I've been ruthless where some musicians have gotten mad at me when I'm playing drums, because when I'm playing keyboards, it's a different story. When I'm playing drums, if I know what's the next song, there's no space as I finish one. And sometimes the musicians are not ready for it. And they're like, but give me a count, give me something. No, no, I'm starting right away. Do what you got to do, man. If there's no guitar for 3 seconds, it's not the end of the world.
No,
as long as there's no dead space.
There's a beat
for me.
There's a beat. There's something coming. The people know there's something coming.
Yeah. What I want to bring up, which was extremely interesting, there was a big article in the Gazette. How long ago was that?
That was 2017, March of 2017.
Okay.
Yeah, 2017.
So this was a humongous article in the Gazette about musicians in the Montreal music scene. which I didn't know.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
And basically, the whole article was based on your band.
Most of it, yeah. There was another artist as well. His name is Jordan. Oh God, his name escapes me now.
It wasn't very much on
Yeah, but that's right.
It was. I mean, your picture was
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So tell us about that article.
I got
That's
contacted
interesting.
by Adam, and I'm sorry, I'm really bad with names. So, but his first name was Adam, and he said, "Listen, I'm running a column on the live Montreal music scene, and I'd like to interview you guys." And I said, "Well, sure, why not?" I said, "I wasn't expecting much of it."
Say the truth, it's not as big as Sessions with Stef.
Of course not.
The Gazette
Of course
is
not. This
one thing, but Sessions with Stef is
Listen,
definitely...
here was my Gazette thing, and I'm. Where's the roof of this place? It's my God. I'm expecting my agent to get calls tomorrow saying, "Listen,
coming.
you're on Sessions with Stef. It's Ellen, here I come." Ellen, here I come. So basically, so he contacted me. Said, "Listen, I'd like to interview you guys." And blah blah blah. And I said, "No problem." And actually, he came to a gig. The pictures you see in the article are from one gig, and it was. He came. The photographer wanted to get out of there as quick as possible. He came as soon as we started playing, which, as you can see in the pictures, people are just sipping. We're not even paying attention.
Yeah.
And then he left. He took his 15, 20 pictures and left. And half hour after he left, people on the dance floor and they're partying. That's what I would have wanted him to catch,
Yeah, always.
But Adam came to one of the pubs we were playing at, and he was really cool. He was asking, the questions that you see in the article and stuff. And I mean, just trying to be honest.
How did that feel?
It felt great.
This is like 2 years into your career, kind of, right?
Well, no, not 2. No, this is 20. I started in 2005. So this is,
I'm sorry.
No,
Okay,
this
okay,
is 2017.
Gotcha. Okay.
So,
So it's maybe not 2. It's a little off.
I know, Steph, you're a little off in mathematics. So sorry.
Yeah. So
Story of my life. Don't worry about it.
Hooked on phonics.
Yeah, exactly.
This segment is sponsored by Hooked on Phonics. So he asked some great questions, and it was cool to let somebody know how it was really happening in the music scene, and what we're really there for. Especially like I know I don't make myself sound bigger than I am. I know what I'm doing, what my niche is, what where we're headed. I'm not I'm not a rock star. I'm not looking to be one. I'm not some people some friends of mine joke around, say, "Man, you're living the dream. Look at all this." Like, listen, man, the second I put good night, everybody, people don't even look at us anymore.
Let's be honest. You lived the dream before you even started playing music.
I was dreaming
Look
about
at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Yeah, well,
he lived the dream before the music started.
I wish.
Add the music, forget
What are you drinking, man? I'm offering. Give me 2 shots. 2 shots of grab for the end, man. So it was just fun to have. Listen, this is the way. This is the music scene. This is what it is. It's fun, and we are here. And I pointed to the crowd, and we're here for the people. We're here for them to have a good time. It's not about us; it's about them, and that's what it is. Whether it's a corporate event, whether it's a pub, whether it's a private party, there's no like rock stars. It's funny because sometimes you know this, right? You get to know managers, you get to know owners of bars and restaurants and people. So you trade stories or whatever. So I go, "How's it been going?" And they tell me, and I hear stories about guys. Yeah, we tried out a band. Sometimes I hear after 2 songs we've had to kick them out. Because they come in, mega drum set, Marshall stack, and they think they're at the Bell Center, and you have to warn them once to bring the volume down, bro, man, it's rock and roll, it's gotta be loud. No, it's not, man. You don't understand where you're playing. Yeah. People are not here for you. You have to win them over. Your background music until you win them over. Yeah. So if you come in and you think you're gonna 100%, it's not gonna work. It's 100%. Not gonna. And they've had to throw people out after 2 songs, after a first set. So it's important to know what we're doing. You
have to read. If you can't read a crowd, forget it. And that doesn't apply only to rock music. It applies to
anything.
If you can't judge. Now, if you're an act and you have your own songs and people buy your album, they know they're coming for you.
That's right.
If you're a musician working anything else other than that, you need to read the crowd.
You're right.
You need to know what your crowd is, because if you can't, we got a time signal on that one. That means we got 15 minutes.
15 minutes, okay, that's right.
So it's okay, it's all right. If you can't read a crowd and know, you need to know your spot.
Yeah, that's right.
You need to know your spot. Right. If you're in a place where people are concentrated on the food, because it's a big culinary experience, your background.
That's right.
Now, it doesn't mean you can't come out of that.
Yes.
Right? Once they finish, if they liked what they're hearing, they're going to look up and say, "Oh my God, let's check this out."
That's right.
And then once you have their attention, if you want to bring it up, step it up, do something.
That's
cool.
right.
But you got to be able to read that. You don't just throw it in there, true. Right? And that's and that's what you do good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
We have I mean, I've had conversations with him. Lisa, I'm on stage, and Sergio will look at me and he'll say, "Hey, I think this tune. Look at the crowd." Right, which most musicians don't do that.
Yeah.
Most musicians will have.
It's okay, and I get. You have a lot to worry about.
I don't want to say most musicians. That's not true. I'm just saying, it's very like, okay, this is what we do. We got to do this, And we'll go on stage, and some people will be like, okay, what are we gonna do? So with Daniel's the owner. I pretty much.
You're kind of the band leader.
Kind of the band leader in the sense I call the songs.
That's right. Yeah,
he's the leader. I call the songs. It's easier for me. He's playing bass.
That's right.
I'm playing keys, and I can call the songs, and I'm judging the crowd, and I've been doing it for quite a while. And now you've been doing it, so you know what it is.
Yeah.
And he tells me, I'm learning. I want you to do it. I want to learn from you. I want to see what you're doing, right?
It's funny but the thing is that it's because I'm in this role. I've been doing this. I don't want to say so long, but because I've been doing this so long, and I've been calling the shots. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I have to hold back because, hey man, it's not me calling the shots now, right? So
it's so hard.
But it's kind of cool because it's it's like, and not to throw anything on you, but it's not my, somebody else. I can worry about just singing. I don't have to worry about the sound. Trust me, man, it's a lot.
It's true.
We're a little band. I don't have a sound man. When we do our gigs with Jam Avenue or Touchwood, there's no sound man. I do a quick sound check before we start, and that's it. So I'm hoping everything sounds good out in the front. So there's a lot of stress with that.
For sure.
So
oh my God, it's crazy.
Yeah. So now now that I'm in this band, I just have to worry about my job, which is such a relief.
Well, when I was I still am. My brother and Costanza, they have a band, and I've been playing with them for 30 years. I was not a leader, but I actually started that band.
Right.
So I kind of put the band together. Then my brother and Costanza came with us. And obviously, my brother, we owned it together. We were doing it together, right? So we were doing everything together, but we did it for so many years, and we were super busy, right?
Wow.
We were playing, but it got to a point, exactly what you're saying. I was like, I can't do this anymore. My brother's like, what are you talking about? Like, Mark, honestly, I love the band. I love playing in the band. I'm not fucking playing music anymore.
Yeah.
I'm playing a song, and I'm just thinking about the fucking best man has to do his speech. Okay, tell the guy, we got to do this. I'm just thinking about everything else other than the song. So this is about, I'd say, good 15 years ago. I said, Mark, I told my brother, take care of it. I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done. Or else I'm going to hate what I'm doing. I want to just show up, and what's in my head is the song that I just learned, that I don't want to screw up, or I want to make sure I get it, I nail it. And I want to worry about the song. I would be on stage sometimes, and it was so robotic. Like, I'd be playing or drums or keys, and I'd like looking everywhere else. The hands were just moving, and I'm looking at like, oh yeah, we have to do the bride song, and she told me that she wants the smoke show to go this way. Like stupidities that I'm thinking of, and I'm like, no, I'm done with this. So at a certain point, I told my brother, take care of it. I don't want to. Are you okay with it? He's like, yeah. I just want to play. I just want to play.
Yeah.
So
it's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
When a lot's on the line, your name's on the line. People book you for. I've done big. With Jam Avenue, I've done some nice big corporate events that I never. People, how did you hear about us? Oh, we found you on the internet. Really? Like for me, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So here I am doing I did a huge event for all the top executives of the Scotiabank.
Oh, sweet.
Every year they do a big event and they go to different cities. So, that's just one of many, but it's. There's a lot to worry about. There's a lot on the plate.
And it's fun. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
We love it.
No, for sure. It's a stress we enjoy. It's a stress we enjoy, but it's a stress anyway.
We need to not have every gig like that.
That's right.
So like you come and play with Soul Station, and it's an open pensiero that you don't have to think about, right? And when I go play with certain bands, it's a some bands I still worry about it.
Yeah,
right?
no, for sure.
Fun, but
for sure.
Again, when worry, it's not worry. We enjoy it.
Yes.
But you need to have some of the music that takes over.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
For me, anyways.
That's right.
You know,
that's right. But once usually it's like it's like once you take off the first 5 minutes, a little bit it's turbulent. After that, once you see things are settled down, then you can have some fun, and there you go. That's usually what. Thank God, that's so far so good. Knock on wood, that's what's been working out for us. So
where do you see yourself in?
I don't know. I hope I'm still doing what I'm doing now. And I think we had this discussion once. I've never done original music. I've never looked to do it.
I was about to ask you that.
If ever somebody says, "Man, I like your style. I like what you do. I think I haven't, and they have the songs ready. I'd be willing to give that a shot for sure. I'm not close to that.
That's not true.
But
that's not true.
What?
You're not close to that. You're
I'm
close to
I'm
that.
not. No, I'm not closed. I'm not close
Oh,
to doing.
I thought you said you're not
No, no,
close.
no, no. I'm not,
Arăcheaie brut.
yeah,
And I have the headphones. Eh?
yeah. I'm not close. No. So I'm not.
Let's just say I didn't have in-ears my whole career. So the first 20 years was, so there's not much left in there.
Yeah, well-
Now I have in-ears and I'm like, oh wow, this is crazy. I hear everything. In
So
fact,
I'll go the opposite. I'm still open to that. If
Okay.
if somebody ever, but like I said, and I want to point that out there that I don't make I'm not. There's no illusions of grandeur when it comes to me. I know nobody's ever come to me, and nobody will ever come to me and say, Sergio, your voice, it touched me when you did that. I know I don't have that,
not
but
true, man.
I have something to my voice, yes. But I'm not, I'm not, I can add something special, but I'm not a Celine Dion or a Andrea Bocelli that's gonna touch people with their
but
voices.
you know what? In the end, it's not only that. And for some people, it's that. But for others,
There's
especially
something else.
nowadays.
I have something else to offer, 100%.
Oh my God. But now all the artists today, name me an artist, they're all good.
Yeah, yeah.
But like Shawn Mendes, he's really good.
For sure.
Dude's really good. His licks are really good. He's a good singer.
For sure.
He's no Michael Jackson.
No.
He's not like a wow,
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
I get it.
But he's got a vibe, and his songwriting is good. And man,
Yeah.
it's great,
Yeah.
So, and it's all about that.
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of these singers have just a sound that's particular, and
So,
you've got that sound. So
And like I said, if somebody approaches me one day and says, "Listen, man, I got a
how about I
project,"
approach you?
listen?
Write a song, and I'll write a song.
Are you proposing?
I'm proposing.
Are you proposing?
So, you want me to get on my knees? You want me to get on my knees?
Maybe someday and all.
I know you're mad, bro.
No,
We've
but-
talked about a lot worse. What?
Yeah.
What?
Oh my God.
I'm having a drink.
And
Good,
why was
yeah. Babe. Te
and
fai
why-
grand.
and when you were talking about it, you had a bottle of KY, and you're like, yeah. So
What can I say? What can I say?
yeah,
It gets warm after a big
You were smiling.
What?
Lisa.
Okay, listen. Right now, we got to know you a little
Thank
bit
you.
more of you.
Thank you for taking the time to get to know me. This is
No,
awesome.
this is great, and you're gonna be back.
I hope so. My
You're
God,
gonna be back.
that'd be
No,
amazing.
Definitely.
That'd be amazing. Thank you.
I might have the whole band even. Just do like a one or two acoustic songs.
Sure,
right?
man. No problem. The
Whatever.
band would love it. The band would
I'm
love it.
gonna have different things going on. I have different ideas going on.
And shout out to Zoe and Gilbert and Franco.
Yeah.
You guys are.
Shout out to all musicians, man. we
Actually,
all know
yes,
what we're
yes,
talking about.
yes,
and
yes.
not only musicians,
Listen.
but anyone who loves the music business.
Absolutely,
Right?
absolutely, and I owe a lot to, like I said, to Albie, and a lot of the just a quick, I before I was doing this at 30 years old, I was going out and watching bands by myself, like just because I love the Jello at the Jello Bar, at the Sofa Lounge, at the Cafe Campus on Blues. I mean, I saw so many people, and I'm so happy. Like at the Jello Bar, there was people like do you know Desi DeLoreal?
Desi, yeah,
Desi.
for sure.
I mean, there was a great guitarist called Jordan Peters, and if I have time for a quick story, I went out one night. It was one of my wife's gonna kill me when she hears the story, but it was one of our first dates. It was one of our first dates. I just snorted like a pig. We went on one of our first dates, and we went out for supper somewhere. So let's go for Jello Bar for a drink, and we get to the Jello Bar, and I don't know if you remember, but the bar curved in, and the stage was right here.
Of course, yeah.
So we were right there, and as soon as we walked in, a regular that was always there, this guy Frankie, he was already. The place opens at 9:30, and by 9:35 it was already smashed.
Yeah.
So we walk in. He's well, we're one of our first dates, and I'm already have a drink in my hand, and I'm looking over on the stage, and I see the guitar player, and he's got this amp that I really like, and I was like, I just saw, a beautiful woman at the other side of the room, and like, I'll be right back. So I left my girlfriend, my one of our first dates with this guy, and I'm walking over to talk to this guy about his amp.
That's a typical musician.
That's a typical musician.
Babe, you just left me that.
She's-
Yeah, but did you see the amp?
I left her there for a good. It wasn't less than 10 minutes, but I just that guy. His name was Jordan Peters.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome guitar player, and 2 years that we became friends on social media and stuff. And a couple of years later, he's performing with Lauryn Hill out in New York. He's touring with her. He was just great music, and the city has that vibe of just these great musicians.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing.
Listen, I need to know if I can sleep on your couch tonight, because I'm definitely gonna kick that house.
It's
tonight.
always open.
If you don't mind, this couch
It's
is actually
always
quite
open.
nice, Luis. I like this couch.
like this
if
couch
you don't
is
mind. So, but it just so many great musicians.
Funny story. I used to play Jello Bar all the time.
Oh my God, I love that place.
We used to play every Wednesday. One night, I was there with my girl singer. We were all the band was there, but I was with the girl singer, and Vincent D'Onofrio, the hockey player.
Oh my God.
Dude,
Wow.
the hockey player.
Yeah.
He had just got traded to San Jose, and he's trying to pick up the girl singer. And she has like no idea
Who this guy is.
this guy, and she didn't care. So she comes up to me and she's like, "Can you get this guy off my back?" And I'm like, "Which guy?" I'm like, "That's Vinny fucking Danfus. He was the Canadians' captain." She's like, "Yeah, I don't care who he is. Just like tell him whatever. Tell him you're with me or whatever." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go up to this 6'4" dude, the guy who fights regularly gets paid fucking $10 million a year as an enforcer."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Dude, maybe, you know what? She doesn't know who you are." I told her. She doesn't know who you are. Just let it be. You know, it's all good. I was like, anyway, weird story, but true.
Yes.
So I do a game here. Okay?
Boy.
It's a little game, kind of, I would say it breaks the ice, but we didn't need any ice breaking.
Listen,
yet.
no problem. Go ahead.
It's called First Thought.
First Thought,
I'm
okay.
going to say something, and first thought that comes to your mind, you blurt it out.
All right.
Okay? We
Yes.
have about 10
I feel like I'm on
items.
Family Feud.
It's
I'm
kind of
on
like
Family
that, just
Feud.
points. We're going to point you, grade you, and then you win a nice prize. It's another coffee.
Go ahead.
Those are prizes.
Let's see how this goes on.
This is, some are simple. Favorite food.
Oh my God.
I said simple.
The worst part is because food for me, I just love it all. There's nothing. I mean, I could say from sushi to anything on the barbecue. My God,
Wow.
like everything. I just love.
Okay, that's good.
I just love to eat.
I've got, so far, just to show how many times I've been on the show, pizza has been like 9 out of 10. It's always been pizza.
Listen, it's very hard for me to choose, but go ahead.
Okay,
That's
favorite movie.
Oh, I would say probably. I have many, but probably I have to say two: Bullet and In the Heat of the Night from 1968 with.
The X-rated one? Or
No, no.
Right
That's In
there,
the Heat of
right?
My Ass. That's the other one you think about. No, In the Heat of the Night with oh God, what's that African American actor? What's his name? God, Sidney Poitier.
Sidney
I
Okay.
love Sidney Poitier. So
Okay.
those are two of my favorite movies.
Interesting.
Yeah.
See, you're an original dude. Because no one has said any of that.
Oh yeah.
No
No,
one has
there's
said
a lot of movies I like that nobody has heard about.
Okay. Like I said, there's been many Italians on the show. That's why The Godfather's been every single one.
Yeah, that's right.
What was the Shawshank Redemption?
Oh, yeah, you're right. We had
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Shawshank.
That's
Yeah.
right. Never saw that one.
This one's for you. Best front person of all time.
Best. Oh my God. When I say this, I know that there's going to be unanimous eye roll in podcast land
Okay.
from all the musicians, but I got to say John Bon Jovi.
Nice.
John Bon Jovi.
Ooh, yes.
Well, you like
Keep
it for
the
other reasons.
faith.
You like it for
Yeah.
listen, Bon Jovi's, like they're the reason that I love music so much. I mean, there's many bands that I love just as much.
Yeah.
But I've seen them many times in concert.
Dude, I'll tell you something quickly because
Yes.
I've seen them as well.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. And this is what made me say, motherfucker. I'll never forget. I can't remember when it was, but my mother-in-law was in town. My mother-in-law, she was, I believe, 67 at that time. And Bon Jovi came. We were at a big family party. So she was from out of town at my place, and my cousins were all over, right? My mother-in-law looks and says, "Oh my God, John Bon Jovi, he's so good looking." Right? 10 minutes later, my cousin, 16 years old, she comes up to me, my cousin Amanda, just comes, "Oh my God, he's so good looking." And
The
I'm
generation.
like, I said, a fucking guy who can make a 65-year-old drool and an 18-year-old or a 16-year-old
Yeah.
drool at the same time.
Yeah.
That's power.
The guy can move.
The guy-
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you know what? Let's face it. Now he can't sing for shit.
That's true.
He's got no voice left.
That's true.
But
It's
he's
okay.
He still sells out, and
Yeah.
people see him
Eat it up.
go do this all night. He points to the crowd to sing, "I want to lay you down in a bed."
Listen, I've seen them about 15 times, and the first few times, I wasn't a musician yet, and I wasn't, I didn't see that, but later on, I got to see him. I got to see him one time. One time that I went to see them, a friend of mine was sitting. I was on the floor, probably, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 rows away, and I had a friend sitting in the Reds, and she, at the beginning of a concert, "Hey, where are you sitting?"
Yeah.
So we saw each other, and during the concert, I'm watching the concert like this, and she wrote me. She says, "Why aren't you enjoying the?" I said, "Because I'm in school right now." And I was in school
learning,
because I'm watching how this guy. Never mind. Listen, I know it's cheesiness, and I know. Listen, forget about all that. For now, let's put that aside. But if you know what this guy does during a show, what he does to a crowd. I mean, never mind the looks and all that stuff, but how he can take a crowd and bring them so many places.
Yeah.
That for me is golden. It is golden.
That's interesting. I
It
like
is
to hear
golden.
that. I like that. Okay, let's go with Celine Dion. First
about-
thought. First thought on Celine Dion.
Oh God, first thought on Celine Dion. I think uber talented.
Okay.
Uber talented.
Cool.
I mean, what can you say?
Can't.
You can't put greatness, that kind of greatness.
She's a
down.
beast.
She's a beast.
She's a
You
beast.
can't, and you can't put it down.
Oh, this is a good one. Best lyric you've sung or thought of or you've heard.
So
Lisa,
many.
you came up with that. That was her question. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a good question.
good question.
That's a good question. There are so many. I really, you know what? You stumped me on that question. I don't.
Can I give you one?
Go ahead.
December Rose. Believe it or not,
Go ahead.
one of the lyrics, I'm going to be honest. Lyrics for me, not that I don't care about them, but I don't care about them. Someone will say, oh my God, the lyrics are so good. I'm like, I have no fucking idea what the hell the song's about. I don't really care. What I care about is how she's singing it or he's singing it,
Yeah.
the tone, how they build the song, their vocal chops. But there's one lyric that stands in my mind. What does she say in the song? If you want some ass, then just take a look at your face.
Oh, nice.
And I love that lyric. It's like, oh yeah, man.
Actually, there is one lyric, and I don't know if I'm gonna get it right, but I think it's from Oasis, and the line is, "You thought the brains you had went to your head." That's from God, I can't remember which song. And
Wonderwall, I think.
No, not Wonderwall. It's
Or Acquiesce? No.
I can't remember which song, but every time I hear a lyric, as man, that's
That's a
There's and I'll tell you a quick. I know we're running a little quick on time. There's a band, you know who sings "Drop of Jupiter." What are they called again? "Drops of Jupiter." Meet Virginia.
okay.
What's that band called? Oh my God. Anyways, the name escapes me, but everybody that don't know who that is.
Oh, okay.
I just gotta say,
Yeah.
they have an album called "My Private Nation."
Uh-huh.
Every song, every lyric is just so smart. That's one of my favorite albums.
Cool. That's all right. I'm gonna have to. Okay, I'm gonna give two more really quickly. I'm gonna say drummers are ...
Drummers are the heartbeat of a band.
Nice. Fuck, you're coming on every gig, every podcast is Sergio.
The heartbeat of the band. I mean, they groove it and they do it.
Awesome. Okay, this one I have to ask. Well, no, two left. Best live show that you've seen.
That's either any Bon Jovi show I've been to, except maybe the last two, and Vintage Trouble. They're just a fantastic band. Energy at 200%.
Cool.
Yeah.
Best guitar player of all time.
Oh, that's I can't answer. I don't know. There's so many. You can go from Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, sorry, to Jimi Hendrix to.
Pick one right now.
Oh my God. For me, because I'm a riff guy. I don't know. I'll go with Jimmy Page. Jimmy Page.
Jimmy Page. He's been unanimous on this.
Yeah, I have to go with that.
Awesome, guys. Sergio, you know what? Play me out a little bit. Just give a couple of chords in the background.
And if I can, I just want to say hi to my baby girls,
Definitely.
Danica and Romy.
And where do we find you on social media?
Oh my God! You can find me on Instagram or Instagram as Spez. I think 75, if I'm not mistaken. Or you can find the bands, Jam Avenue Band.
Yeah.
.com. You can find us on our website, Jam Avenue Band page on Facebook, on Instagram, and also Touchwood has a page as well. So on Facebook as well. So,
And under Sergio Spiezia as well on Facebook.
Yeah, on
right?
Facebook, that's right. On Sergio Spiezia as well on Facebook. Yeah, that's me.
Open for anything. You can catch him anywhere. You can.
Yes, and Romy, Danica, and my beautiful wife Robin. Hi guys.
Awesome. Shout out.
Shout out. So I gotta say,
Dude, thanks for letting him come. Because I know the duties of two young babies.
You put the pause after come. It was too long.
It was too long.
Pardon the pun.
Holy smokes, dude!
And I didn't say the rest of it.
Holy smokes! But he didn't mean that. Dan can run me good.
Guys, I'd like to thank Sergio. Thank you for coming on. It's great to do this. I love chatting with people I work with, people I don't work with. Always
Thank
a
you
good time.
so much for having me, and you know what? Thanks for doing this. Thanks for doing this for the musicians in the city, because there's so many uber talented guys and girls, and they don't get enough credit. So thanks for doing this, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Guys, our YouTube channel right now is Ikumbadi. It's going to be transferred to Sessions with Stef. You'll be able to see it on both, eventually only on Sessions with Stef. We are on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Amazon Music. Special thanks to Louis JGR Studios for doing this. Lisa, thank you for coming on.
Always a pleasure.
Being the voice of God in the back there. Also, Fearless Sounds, guys. This is our sponsor. Thank you so much. Again, PR, marketing for any musician. She does it all. Contact Fearless Sounds. You will see her in the credits as well. You'll be able to catch her on Facebook. Find her. Her name is Francesca Sacerdoti. And she also has the podcast with Lisa, which is Talk It Out.
Talking it out.
There it is, guys. Thank you once again. Another episode of Sessions with Stef. Every 2 weeks, you'll see a new episode. Special thanks again, Sergio. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good night and keep the music alive.
Thanks, Steph.